Two of them. When did you graduate, Chloe?
I graduated in 2019, about 6 months before COVID. But that's okay.
She says, you've done a lot of work.
I've done a lot of therapy.
Yeah, that kind of work, not that kind of work.
Yeah. No, not the acting kind.
Obviously, theatre died for 3 years, so...
Yeah. But, you know, it was fine. It was, as COVID experiences go, I had a pretty chilled one, so it was okay. But yeah, I graduated in 2019. And when did you graduate?
We talked about this, didn't we? Because we were both at the same drama school.
We were.
And it's so long ago that I can't quite get the year right, can I? 2003, right? That's what I said.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe.
Because I started in the September of 2000.
Yes.
So I graduated into... I should be able to remember this easily because we just had our 20-year reunion.
Oh my gosh, lovely.
Which was last year.
That's nice.
We went back to the public house known as the Hansom Cab.
Where's that?
Which you don't even know, you see, whereas for us it was...
Where is that?
It sounds like something out of the show, doesn't it?
Well, we reference a Hansom Cab.
We literally do call a Hansom Cab.
Where is the Hansom Cab in London?
It's off the Earls Court Road.
Oh.
Down from where the McCohen Theatre used to be.
See, we did a bit of Curtains Up.
Oh, yeah, I like the
Curtains Up.
That's got it, and that's a proper little theatre space,
Little theatre space, and then obviously Wetherspoons.
Ever done a show there, then?
No.
Yeah.
But fingers crossed.
Not that I don't want to flag up the mighty establishment that is Wetherspoons.
Well, it was a great time. Whether with a spoon, it's a great time.
I mean, listen.
And they've recently,
you're a student, right?
Well, not I was a student. Recently, in the last 2 years, they have refurbished the toilets there, so they're really nice now. Check it out, Wetherspoons.
Nice. Earls Court.
No, Hammersmith.
Hammersmith,
King Street.
Of course, yeah, because it's further up now.
Hit that up. That's a good time.
So we spanned the transformation of the London Academy of Music and Dramatic Art.
Yes, I did a foundation course there. That's when they started to sort of begin. I mean, obviously it begun years prior, I'm sure, planning-wise, but like the actual building of the new building. And then during my first year, it was erected and I got to perform in these amazing spaces.
Whereas that was just a dream when I was graduating.
But also I did a course at Lambda. I was very lucky to do a course at Lambda when I was 16, just like a summer course. And so I saw the old building, which I'm sure had changed since you'd been there, but had the bones of the old building. Different space.
Yeah, very much so.
Different space.
Yes, because we started off in this big townhouse with loads of external rented locations.
Yeah, that you just have to walk to in between classes.
Yeah. And that was where I met Adam Megiddo.
Did you?
Yeah, but he didn't teach me.
What was he doing?
He was a director at the time and an actor still.
An external director that came in.
And he came in and did a Shakespeare workshop with the 2-year course.
Oh, okay.
And at the end of it, he really liked some of those guys.
Yeah.
He must have been in his late 20s, early 30s. And he said, hey guys, should we do some more? I can't give you any money, but we could try and do a show. And they did. And he was very good friends with one of the guys in that course. They were at university together. And I then tagged along with that.
Nice.
And the rest is...
And here you are.
The rest is the Whitechapel Fiend.
Yeah.
And you did get taught by Adam, right?
I was very much taught by Adam, yeah. He was head of improv. I think, if I remember correctly, he was also head of the foundation course when I did it.
Right.
And then I went on to do the BA. And then so he just did our improv classes on the BA. And it was some of the most fun I've ever had. So I had a really good time doing improv with Adam. And then fortunately, because this was one, I remember seeing them do it, the BA second years, when I was on the foundation course, I remember seeing them do a 24-hour improvathon with Adam, which of course to you is light work. And
no, listen, 24 hours, that's respectable.
Well, it's enough to lose the inhibitions to get to your lizard brain. And I remember seeing them do it and thinking, this is the most magical thing I've ever seen. I want to do that. And it was one of the reasons I wanted to train for the 3 years. So fortunately, I got to do that with him. And then he stopped teaching at Lambda quite soon after. So I think it was one of the last years to get to do it with him, which I feel very pleased about that I got to do it. I just got in there, and that was fun. But yeah, so I met Adam as a teacher, who's my teacher, and then he directed me in Magic Goes Wrong as well.
So you've had the mischief experience,
Yeah.
which I have never had. I have done some crazy improv shows with them late night in Edinburgh.
Yeah,
One of the Henrys,
that sounds fun.
and yeah, who else was in it? There were 3 or 4 of them actually in the end. But yeah, it's not the same as doing it. So I've seen a couple of their shows.
Yeah,
of course,
all amazing,
terrific.
yeah.
And I don't tell them because obviously I want everyone to go and see the theatre. But I love the TV show.
Yeah.
In fact, both Jeannie, my wife, and I are big fans of the TV show. But so, what was that like, and how long for? Was that like a year of work?
It was a 9-month tour, which was really fun. Adam directed us during the rehearsal process, and then we went on tour with it. Yeah, for 9 months. It was a lot of fun. I had some of the best times, and I've created some amazing memories doing that show. It was a good time.
What part did you play in it? I don't know the show, so
I played a German contortionist.
Of course you did.
And PSA, I can't do all the contortion stuff, so that I think that was probably part of the gag.
You're going to have to tell me what PSA means.
Public service announcement.
Public service announcement. I should have known that one.
I can't do all that stuff. So I think, but that was it. I was in a comedy duo with my sister, whose character name was Spitzmouse, played by the amazing Jocelyn Prah, and she can do all the stuff. So she's very lithe and amazing, and a dancer and a stroke actor, and I can just make funny faces. So that was why.
You are our dance captain, though.
Well, the limited dance that we have in the show.
I mean, we can call it dance.
I think mainly I'm just bossy,
well,
as opposed to dance captain. But are they not interchangeable at times?
It's an essential part of being a dance captain, isn't it?
Yeah.
A commanding tone.
Authoritative.
Thank you.
Yeah. Which you also have, to be fair.
Listen. It
can be utilised when and if.
It has
I've seen it
occasionally been employed.
Prepped out, yeah.
Sometimes intentionally, often not.
No, I have to tone it down.
That might just be... I wonder whether fatherhood has taken its toll there. Because my son doesn't respond in any way to me by way of authority.
You've got to exercise it.
So I think it's just coming out everywhere else.
I don't blame you. I can't wait to see what happens to me when I've got kids, if I'm so privileged to do so.
You can never know. That's part of the magic.
Completely transformational. How has having
just like
a child affected
improv helps.
Your
definitely.
Yeah.
Playing's great fun.
Your craft.
Right? That's the easy
Playing,
bit.
yeah.
I love that. Clearing up, less so.
Sure.
Yeah. I could do with some of the amazing stage management team that we have in my private, personal life of just, handing me things.
Yeah.
And then I can just hand them off. Like when we're Victor and we just hand things to people.
It's great.
Yeah, that's right. Victor the servant, as we
Yeah.
both play.
We would do both. We're the only two that play.
We are the only two,
Victor.
aren't we?
Yeah.
Why is that, do we think?
Just casting.
Helen and Philip just couldn't be bothered to play the servant.
They can't quite pull off a moustache.
He's quite menacing. We can't say too much about Victor because there are secrets.
Yeah, I don't want to give it away.
But he is a bit menacing, isn't he?
Yeah.
And I think our bossiness
maybe
lets us access a little bit more menace.
Some darkness in there.
Helen would just goofily smile at the wrong time.
Charming. I don't know. Phil's pretty menacing.
Actually, Phil's really menacing. What am I talking about? Actually, Helen would be quite scary.
Quite a lot of scary thing. I think Victor's just weird. I think Victor's just predominantly odd. Less menacing and more just...
Yeah.
Bit
odd.
Bit odd. And that's not far off for me.
It's a moustache roll. I think we are allowed to say that.
Yeah, I think we can give away that there's a moustache
How
involved.
are you finding your moustache?
Well, as you know, I've had a tumultuous time with the moustache.
And now, if this is an unsafe area of conversation, we can be involved.
No, because I will burst into tears.
Okay.
The moustache it's now been rectified. But as you know, initially, I've got, I don't know, I guess quite a difficult shaped nose to get a fake moustache inside
mobile
of.
top lip.
Yeah, just a lot going on in this area. Difficult.
Is this your first stunt moustache?
It may very well be, actually.
Because you do wear it like you are.
A quick scan through my brain
absolutely
says
used to
yes.
it. Interesting.
Yeah. Well, it's my first stunt moustache. But the moustache itself, a plastic little thing, sort of septum piercing.
Yeah, that.
It just falls off. It just doesn't want to hook in there. No matter how hard I try to just
One
wedge
size
it on
fits
in.
all.
It's not the truth.
Not true.
Don't believe it, folks. Yeah, so that, I actually hurt myself trying to get the moustache in there.
We're jesting, but at the same time,
It is a very
safe out.
but actually
out there,
stay
kids.
safe out there because it's tough.
Yeah.
If you mess it up when you're trying to shove a moustache in your nostril quickly.
We have a lot of quick changes.
A lot of quick changes and
trapdoors.
I don't even want to think about how much scar tissue is in my nostrils at this point.
Let's move on. We'll move on. I feel like I sullied us there by bringing us to the prop question.
Can you tell me more about your time with Adam Megiddo and you've done a 50-hour, haven't you?
Yeah, so hence the reference to Child's Play. The 24-hour.
24 hours.
I still think that's very respectable because, as you said, the lizard brain
It happened.
can be accessed.
Yeah.
I think basically after about 12 hours, stuff can start to happen to you.
Mainly just crying and
Obviously,
laughing.
the way it works, we should probably just remind everyone of how the improvathon works.
Yeah, you take the reins here.
It's an hour and 45 of story and then a 15-minute break for the audience and the players. So in that 15-minute interval between episodes, everyone can stretch their legs, lie down, eat again. It's just constant eating.
Have a little cry.
Have a little cry if it's come to that stage.
Yes.
Maybe have a conversation with someone you trust about the lizard brain is now taking over, but that doesn't mean that everything you're doing is wrong.
Yeah.
And that you can no longer act, and in fact never could act, and you should never improvise again.
Sounds like my lizard brain's just always on there.
I mean, potentially we all have different ways of accessing it
Yeah.
at different times. Sleep deprivation is just one of them.
Yeah.
But obviously once you become sleep deprived, you no longer ask the questions so much as to whether this is the right thing to do. You just go, what's Chloe doing? Great, I'll go on with her. This will make sense. And so I've done 4 full 50s. Is that right?
To choose to be sleep deprived for that long
Yeah.
is quite the thing.
We could question why I'm doing that, couldn't we?
We could, but let's not.
No, let's not. We'll move on from the
that.
whys to the wherefores.
Yes.
I've done about 8 in total, but often only 24 hours.
Still, that's a lot.
3 24 hours. One was my first one was a slightly weird one because it was 32 hours.
Gosh.
32? I think that's right. And it was at the Bristol Old Vic in the Paint Dock, they call it, which is this amazing space backstage, which it would be a wonderful studio theatre, or possibly a great dinner party location.
Get the risotto.
For an al dente risotto.
Yeah.
But it's very intimate, lovely kind of feeling. But at the end of those, 24 hours in, I was having spatial distortion hallucinations. I couldn't remember which stage left from stage right. I couldn't work out what the front of the theatre was and the back of the theatre was. And I was so into the story. I was playing a writer in the 1920s in America, Chicago.
And we should mention this is long form narrative, so you
this is
keep the
long form.
character
Yeah.
the whole time.
Unless you die.
In which case,
you start another one, right?
sure.
Yeah. Or are written out. Obviously, some people are just, they go off to, I don't know, Colombia to live happily. Don't know why
Maybe
Colombia.
make an appearance again.
Maybe Sweden.
Maybe.
Yeah. But, that was wild. And Adam always says, get in trouble. Have fun, get in trouble, and fall in love. And I did all of those things.
Lovely.
It was
Sounds
terrific. And
What an experience.
yeah, I was involved in some crazy love triangle with the mob boss, the singer in the nightclub,
Oh my God.
And I was this aspiring writer. And at the end, Adam sometimes gives the book over because he's calling it from
he's
from the
directing
audience
it, for lack of a better
on a microphone.
word. Yeah.
And so he'll say, and now in this scene, Chloe Tannenbaum and Joseph Chance will act their socks off in one of the most remarkable scenes we will witness today as they confront the issues of whether the mob boss will kill them both.
Yeah. And then it has to be Oscar award winning.
And it's always Oscar award winning. And then we have to come up with some kind of scene.
Or, God forbid, break into song.
But he has a book for it and he writes down ideas as he's going.
Yeah, he's amazing.
And then at the end, he sometimes gives it to people. And he gave it to me and the woman. It was my first time of doing it. And he gave it to me and this woman, Sarah Lou, who'd been playing the nightclub singer.
I'd be terrified.
And we actually traded it. It was great.
No, that's scary.
I had it for a year and then she had it for a year. I think she still has it because I seem to remember my mood flat.
Sentimental, amazing.
Yeah.
You get it.
And we're still
put in
good
a
friends
glass
as well.
box. That's nice. I bet you've met some amazing people over the years.
Through Adam, I've met some remarkable performers, incredible people. Wonderful actors. I met the whole of the School of Night, and I've joined them. So we do mad making up Shakespeare, or so we say, channeling the lost plays of William Shakespeare.
Is it improvised?
It is, well, we like to refer to it as accessing the Akashic record.
Okay.
Yeah. So in theory,
Elaborate.
all ideas that have ever existed are available within the Akashic record. All that will be, all that was, and all that is available in that etheric store. So obviously, on the one hand, this is complete nonsense. But on the other hand, when you start to think about it, there's no new thing under the sun, right?
I suppose, yes, absolutely.
It's all just reincorporation, really. So you just kind of take out the stories that were there that William Shakespeare nearly wrote and just finish off the verse. So the idea is
you are improvising in iambic pentameter.
That is the theory, which you can't do without, starting. You got to get some Chaucer under your belt first.
Yeah.
Maybe take a trip through some modern playwrights.
Well, yeah, you've got to.
And then your
reading.
bardic tap, which is right at the back there. You just unlock it, and then you let the stuff in and out.
Nice.
And
I mean, that's very impressive to be able to.
It's a high wire act.
Is it like a muscle that you train that gets stronger and stronger, or can you lose it?
I think you can get rusty. You can feel the kind of. I mean, that's like with acting anyway, right?
Well, of course, but I mean, specifically being able to improvise in iambic pentameter seems like something that you would have to if I had to do that professionally, I'd have to go home and think about it every day. I'd start speaking in iambic.
That could help, But in other ways, you have to trust yourself that it'll come back.
That it'll be fine. Yeah.
I think there's sort of a natural inclination for some of us to try it.
And then the rhyming couplet.
Yeah, that's fiendish
It's
and
all
fun.
in there.
I mean, I'm still learning. I think that's one of the great. So this is all under the school of Ken Campbell, the maverick.
Who
Ken Campbell.
You have worked with?
No, I never got to work with Ken. I saw him live 3 times, and I once interacted with him during his 24-hour play. Well, not his, but he directed it. The Warp. Which was starring Oliver Senton, who's one of the School of Night guys, and was in Showstopper. He was doing this mad. His friend was doing a one-man King Lear in the intervals.
That's amazing.
And then he got people to do things, and I received the Ken goad. Goading is this thing that Ken because he started the School of Night. He restarted the School of Night.
Okay.
Because it is actually a group of 16th, 17th century intellectuals who basically wrote the plays of William Shakespeare, is one theory.
Right.
I don't subscribe to that theory. I think William Shakespeare was a real person who wrote the plays. But that's just me.
That's just you.
But Ken's joke / idea was maybe they were just these guys who just made stuff up. And William Shakespeare sat in the corner and wrote things down, and his only real skill was the speed of his handwriting.
Wow.
Discuss. But Ken's shows were always these sort of things where he would get people to perform impossible high wire feats.
That's amazing.
And he would goad them into it. So he wouldn't be kind. He would go, really, really, Chloe, is that what you've got? I want more.
I'd be crying.
Well, sometimes the tears helped, other times they didn't. So, but I had a little flash of it when he was.
He does sound a little bit similar to drama school.
Yeah, a lot. He had a lot to teach.
Yeah.
But he was quite brilliant, and sadly is dead now. But it absolutely inspired Adam, no doubt. And Adam really kind of carried the flag to my lot from Lambda, and we all went, wow, this is amazing. And never really looked back. And so then, I've done a couple of improv shows with Adam.
That's so fun.
As a player. He's been playing with me. I've been playing with him.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Something that I have not done. Adam has always either been a teacher or a director. So I've never had the chance to
That day
act
will come.
alongside.
That day will come. He is still a very fine actor.
Yes, I'm sure.
Which is always interesting when you work with a director who understands that aspect of it so intimately.
Yeah, of course.
Because there's a lot of professional directors who have deliberately chosen not to act.
Don't blame him.
For very good reason.
Yeah.
And are brilliant directors.
Yeah.
But he's one of those hybrids.
The rare that they are.
Yeah, that is really good at both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how does that differ from some of the other work that you've done? Because you've got quite the extensive CV.
Well, that's very kind of you. I mean, we tried,
It's
and
fact,
we just put ourselves out there.
Yeah.
I do also love script work. I mean, despite the fact that I barely look like I learn my lines, as you know.
You've got them.
It's a long... I've got them now. Them now. We're live.
We're live.
Thank goodness.
Fingers crossed.
But it was close there, wasn't it? But, this was done in, 3.5 weeks?
Yeah, it was quick.
That's
It was very
pretty,
fast.
it's
And
pretty
you have
sharp.
a lot of lines.
And I stupidly didn't start learning them before. And that's what you have to do now, I feel.
I did.
You were learning them before.
Yes.
I was told, the script will change, which it did, but not as much as I thought it was going to.
But that's just me being... I don't have a child, so...
Listen, I can't just rely on that excuse, can I?
You can,
But
to an
he is
extent.
5.
He is 5. That's a lot of
And
work.
it has changed. It's turned
If
my
I
brain
had a
to mush.
5-year-old child, I don't think I would have been able to learn my lines as quickly. So
Well,
I don't blame you.
my wife is also an actor, but luckily she doesn't have any work on at the moment. So we were able to focus on this as a team.
Shout out to Jeannie.
Yeah, shout out to Jeannie Spark.
Yeah.
She's out there.
Can't wait to meet her.
Yes, she's going to come out and see the show. Excited. But she does mostly TV, you see.
Yeah.
Whereas I started with a couple of TV things, and then the RSC came calling.
Oh, dream come true.
Yeah. Ka-chung, name drop.
Huge.
And I spent a year with the RSC, which was magnificent. And we got to transfer to the West End, which doesn't always happen.
Mate,
We were doing
Stuff
Spanish
of
Golden
dreams.
Age plays. It
Stuff
was
of
the Stuff
dreams.
of dreams.
jealous.
And, sometimes you get a company that looks great on paper. We don't really gel, and
Yeah, you might not get on that one.
and then and often that can sometimes be to do with stars, and there's an obvious pecking order and all this kind of thing. Well, not pecking order, but like there's a definite focus.
Yeah, for sure.
Whereas we were in the Swan back in those days. This is 2004, so very soon after drama school, and I ended
very
up
exciting.
in the smaller theatre with no stars in the show. Just some really good actors taking the senior roles. And there was a bunch of us all around the same age, 6 or 7 of us
Lovely.
in our 20s,
What a time.
30s. Oh my goodness, everybody got in
It's the
trouble.
stuff of
It
dreams.
was wonderful. And we had that company thing. Some of us are still in touch, which is rare.
That's nice.
But it was really nice. And also we got
20
to go to
years
Spain.
later.
We went to Spain with the shows.
Paid to go?
Paid. We didn't
Salary.
just volunteer. Like proper salary. I mean,
You paid
obviously,
your salary.
it was my starting year at the Royal Shakespeare Company, so not much.
But enough to get you to Spain and back.
But they did pay for the flights and the accommodation.
Lovely.
Yeah.
That's all you can ask for.
It's the
nowadays.
Royal Shakespeare Company.
No,
They paid
let's
for
not
stuff.
forget.
Yeah.
Lest
Well,
we
they've got
forget.
some money, right?
Yeah. Well, one would hope. Anyway,
God bless the king.
RSC, if you're listening to this, hire me. I can do it. I'll go to Spain.
Definitely. Definitely. Well, they're due another return of the Spanish Golden Age. They were good plays as well. This is But it was strange because we took them in translation and then they then translated them back with surtitles.
Wow.
But it was a beautiful theatre as well.
I bet.
You know, when you just sometimes play those, it was a
Stunning
golden
theatres.
theatre. And we were
Oh my
playing
God.
golden age play. I'll stop.
That
Anyway, that
sounds
was
so
a bit
jealous.
magical.
That it sounds extremely magical.
And then, you know, there's been ups and downs, but I've done a lot of really lovely classical theatre that I've really
Yeah,
enjoyed.
that's
a
nice.
couple of new shows.
Mm.
And then I got into the world of touring successful, previously already played shows, so remounts, as we would call them.
What have you taught?
The ultimate reincorporation, one could argue.
Yeah.
So, I worked with Propeller. I did some more Shakespeare with
Nice.
Propeller, which was an all-male company. And we would all sort of work from a chorus base, and you would play anything and everything. And it's not that it was blind casting, but they didn't necessarily go, oh, you're really good at playing a woman, so you should play a woman.
Mm-hmm.
They would sometimes play quite counter so there was this one guy who was, 6'2" and worked out a lot, and he was playing one of the women. And yeah, it was, for its time, it was great fun.
Yeah.
It was robust. It was to do with a kind of chorus aesthetic that it worked, and loads of music. So we did that for 2 years. But I think it was
Amazing.
right that took a back step
Yeah.
because, all male companies, we like to think they've had a shot. It's not that it's over.
No,
But they can always come back.
no.
But
Men always they find a way of making
listen,
their way back.
like rats and I'm thinking of insects in some form, but I'm sure we could find something positive as well.
Yeah, plenty of positive to be
For
said.
the next generation.
Yeah.
But that was great fun. And then I did Jeeves in Worcester,
What's that?
which was perfect
Am I supposed to know
nonsense.
what it
Which,
is?
well, it's been on at the barn. They did it at the barn.
Sorry.
And Perfect Nonsense was on at the West End with Matthew McFadden and...
Oh my God, I love him.
What's that? The other guy who's really good. He's got brilliant eyes, crazy curly dark hair. I've forgotten. He'll come back to me if I don't look. Say that again, producer. Mangan. Well done. Stephen Mangan.
He's on it.
That was not for my description. And it has a third man as well. Seppings is the butler. Because Jeeves is not a butler. He's a gentleman's gentleman.
And who were you playing?
I played Jeeves, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, the poor man's McFadden, much shorter and not as McFadden, but
Jeeves nonetheless.
loved that part.
Yeah.
We went to Sydney with that.
Can you
And
tell me about the play,
India.
please? Because I don't.
Do you know?
No reference for that whatsoever.
So Bertie Wooster is the quintessential English. Some would say layabout, but he's a gentleman who has a lot of time on his hands. It's the 30s, 1930s, and he has his gentleman's gentleman Jeeves, and they end up in Perfect Nonsense. It's a lot to do with the cow creamer and family relations. His best friend Bertie trying to get married, failing. Not Bertie. Bertie avoids marriage as much as he can. His best friend Gussie is fallen in love.
Sounds
it's
like a lot of
Jace.
fun.
It's a whole lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it was 3 people playing everything. So I got to play,
So a privilege and a joy.
a ton of roles.
Multi-rolling is something that we, of course, do a lot of in this play.
You especially.
I've had my time with multi-rolling. I've had my time.
Why do you think that is?
Again, just pretty good at a funny face here and there, one would say.
It's all to do with the faces,
Yeah.
not to do with your mercurial nature.
No. I don't know. I think I'm just pretty good at running backstage fast and putting on different clothes. Although,
Your great talent.
yes, that's my main talent is being able to take my clothes off and put new clothes on at great speed. And wigs
And wigs.
in the past, not in this, but
Did your contortionist have a lot of wigs?
my contortionist had one wig.
Oh, just the one.
Just the one wig. But she also had quick changes, quite a lot of quick changes. From like full lycra into other full lycra.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Made to measure. So,
Made to measure lycra.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah,
the whole
yeah.
point was that it sort of has a bit of stretch.
well, there was some stretch, but it was pretty
We are talking contortionists.
We're talking contortionist,
Yeah.
gymnast, if you will.
Yeah.
So yeah, but no, I think I love multi-rolling. You get to play everyone.
There's something
Gets to
magic
do it
about
all.
it, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the ultimate sense of play, I suppose.
It is. It is. But then there's also something so amazing about being able to play one person very well and very detailed. So, you know,
You want it all.
hey,
That's fair.
greedy.
Well, and also that's the width and breadth of the
But
human
why
experience.
wouldn't you? It's so
right?
fun. Why wouldn't you? So
Yeah.
inherently totally selfish. Just want to do everything. But yeah.
And TV-wise, have you done some TV?
I recently, very little. I recently made my television debut on the iconic Silent Witness. So that was fun.
Were you playing a murderer? I guess you can't say, can you?
No, it's Ed.
Oh,
I
yeah,
can.
yeah, yeah.
I play Velvy is one of the lead characters in that, and I play his kind of still married but separated ex-wife.
Ooh, a little bit of drama.
Yeah, a very small part. I think I'm only in one episode, but
Do you think you'll come back?
I mean, he's hoping. Would love to make
Sounds like
another
you're
appearance.
part of that character's life. On the subject of real people, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're playing one person.
No, yeah. But that was nice to do because that was a bit of real sort of meaty acting. But no, so that was exciting, and yeah, he's hoping to more.
Fingers crossed.
But yeah.
Semi-regular.
Well, that's the dream.
Yeah, right.
And you've done TV as well, haven't you?
Yeah, not much. It started
Wallender.
the first two things that I did. But then, yeah, I did have that lovely...
This is where you met your wife.
It's where I met Jeannie. Jeannie and I were both in Wallander. Kenneth Branagh's version, not the original Swedish
Okay.
version. But it's by the same producing house, Yellow Bird. Curiously. Because the novels are really good. And Henning Mankell is the novelist. And the Wallander stories, they're just really... He's a really engaging, beaten down detective, but he has a complicated home life, and he has this daughter. He's divorced, of course, because he puts the work first. The classic tropes are being hit, but they're being done in a classy way, I felt, when I read them. And the daughter was played by Jeannie Spark. And we didn't get together then, we just became friends. And Tom Hiddleston was there. He was doing Magnus, the young cop who wanted to impress Kurt Wallander. And I was the hotshot profiler, brought in from Stockholm, thought I knew everything, then I wasn't up to the horrors. Finding dead bodies in the early hours of the morning down at the docks, which was the coldest shooting experience of my life. And then, and you know, it's sort of 3 a.m. and they go, okay, we're going to shoot the scene now with Ken. Are you ready, Joseph? And you go, it's
ready.
3 o'clock in the morning. I am wired and I'm going to be filming with Ken. And obviously I was lucky because I got to meet him and we'd done auditions and we'd even done a few days rehearsal out there. Best job.
Rare for TV.
The BBC were really good there.
Nice.
But then you've got to pull out your A game.
Yeah, you do.
And it was a big scene, and I just had to pretend that I was being sick from seeing a dead body that had been, hey, PG warnings, horribly mutilated. I think we know, this is the Whitechapel fiend territory, right?
Got ya.
See, it's a theme for the drama.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'd recovered from that. But I deliberately had these sort of 6 stains. It's the glamour of acting. I had these 6 stains done by wardrobe, and they had to come on and put the chunks of food on me. Glamorous.
Delish.
And Ken kept cracking jokes about it, and he's really funny. Have you ever met him?
Don't be silly.
No. Well, listen, it's a small world.
Don't be silly.
Anyway, he's very funny, and it's very quick fire. And
Yeah.
so is Tom Hiddleston. They're both they got on like
So
a house on fire.
you were laughing.
I was laughing a lot of
giggled.
the time, and then we had to drop that immediately, and then go back into this really serious scene where he's really angry with me because I'm unable to focus.
Yeah.
And it's one of those moments where you get the acting for free, because I was beginning to be unable to focus because I was so cold and so thrown by the tension of this is.
Sounds thrilling though.
I'd really been impressed with Kenneth Branagh in my youth.
Yeah,
Henry V was a big film for me. And that Much Ado, you know the Much Ado?
I do. I don't.
Good. You don't?
I don't. Of
I
course I don't.
believed you.
Yeah, no, I don't.
You don't know?
No.
Okay.
I've
Just shows
seen
my age.
The Hamlet.
Oh, yeah. Which was also, I mean, I liked that.
Yeah.
Loved the style. Wasn't so bothered about that. But anyway, the point is, I had to bring out my A game.
Nice.
And I did. Few. But it was stressful.
Few.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we need to sit down and watch it. I want
Yeah.
to see the 16s now.
Yeah. You can't, actually, weirdly, then later, you can't really see them so well in the actual show.
We'll get it up and we'll sit down and
Maybe
have
on
a
an
watch
HD.
party. Yeah.
You could. Yeah.
Get the popcorn out.
Could see the risotto.
The risotto.
All still al dente on the lapel.
That's the reincorporation for you.
It was a thread. It was the lifeline. Listen,
Yeah.
the producer saved us with that one.
That's true. As they often do.
Always, in my experience.
Yeah.
So, what's next, Chloe?
What is next, Joseph?
Anything on the
Not at the mo.
horizon?
No, just a lot of,
This Much Talent is going to be available in March.
so, you know,
Book now to
book
avoid
now.
disappointment.
Yeah, book ahead. But no, nothing in the pipeline for me right now. But you never know. That could change. I could end up in Spain
Oh, working with the RSC.
working with the RSC. Who
Yeah.
knows? The world is my oyster.
There'll be something
That would
very,
be something.
very soon.
What about you?
More Silent Witness, maybe.
Maybe.
Well, I'm hoping that I'm going to go back onto Call the Midwife.
Oh, lovely.
But I probably jinxed that by mentioning that here. But I've done 2 episodes in a row, and I've never done that before. I've always been a day player or a kind of come in for one episode. So that's been really fun, and I got to meet. I felt like I was part of the gang because we finished the season on the last episode that I did, and I was with them all and hanging out, and they were all asking me, going, "So you're going to come back next season?" I was like,
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, we really need a vicar. I'm playing the vicar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I can see that.
it's been a while.
I can see Vicar.
I've played monks before.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we fall into religious territory generally.
I think it's my age. I've just crossed over
Into
vicar territory for the first time.
where were you before?
Monk.
So
Yeah.
it's gone
Young
from
monk.
young monk to
To
middle-aged vicar.
middle-aged vicar.
Got you.
That's how it happens.
I wonder what will happen to me.
Yeah. Well, your young monk has many years to go
I
yet,
played a
I would
nun
argue.
before.
Young nun.
No, I haven't done young nun actually. Not yet.
Multi-role nun.
Yeah, many different habits.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what will happen when I get into the Middle Ages. We'll see.
You can only.
Maybe I'll play a vicar too.
Why not?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be good casting. Actually, I could see that.
Yeah, I can see that.
And of course, I've got the podcast.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out.
Go on, take your
shout out
moment.
to the Apocalypse Players.
Tell us all about the Apocalypse Players.
We play Call of Cthulhu.
I did a play based on Call of Cthulhu once.
You did not. How have we never talked about this?
Called Pomona.
Pomona.
Who I'm now
I know of Pomona.
forgetting the playwright, which is really bad.
I can't remember the playwright's name either. Maybe it'll come back to
It
us.
was really, really fun.
Yes, because I remember.
So I've had a slight dip a toe in of Call of Cthulhu.
Well, that's real. That's a real response to.
Just a
Actually,
slight
ours is
dip
too.
of a toe.
Well, it's cosmic horror, isn't it? And I think there is a good crossover for playwrights and novels to get some good cosmic horror in there. But yeah, we play a tabletop game where we roll dice to make decisions, but otherwise we act the parts out. And one of us is the keeper of the arcane lore,
Okay.
and the other 3 or 4, depending on the number of guests, get to play the characters. And then we go on an investigation to find out what on earth is going on, or what off the earth is going on.
I'm going to need to listen to some of this.
Yeah, it's well, it's
Sounds great.
We are up to 100,000 downloads. We're an award-winning podcast.
What?
The
You've been keeping this to
Podcast
yourself the
Awards.
entire rehearsal process, that I'm in the midst of a podcast celeb.
Pretty sure I Pretty sure I mentioned the podcast too many times, but I maybe didn't brag about the award winning.
No, I wasn't. Until I hear the word award, I'm completely not
To be
listening.
fair, I support you, and we are double award winning. So we won Best Horror.
Both ears are turned on now.
Yeah, and Best Gaming.
My God,
We
so
were up
fun.
against an actual gaming podcast that talks about computer games, which I thought was sure to win.
Yeah, well,
But
probably.
they very wisely went, yeah, but it's the way they integrate the gaming with the storytelling. It's just so
Acting
pleasing.
and gaming. Were you big on gaming before this?
Yeah, and you know who else is?
Adam McGeedo.
Adam McGeedo. He's been on the podcast.
All roads lead to Adam McGeedo at this stage.
He's like a kind of archduke of reincorporation.
Yeah. Great. Well, you should have him on your Apocalypse Players.
We have, and I've invited him back. And fingers crossed he will come.
Will he accept? Is the question.
Maybe you should come on. Maybe I should get you, Helen, and Philip.
I would
on.
love to. I've
The
never
whole of the
played
cast.
Call of Cthulhu or any kind of tabletop board game, Dungeon Dragon-esque.
You know what? We could record one right here.
There you go.
All we need is 4 microphones.
4 microphones.
We could do a
Can I-
gaslight.
Oh, what?
Not gaslighting. It's the gaslight period.
My generation hates that.
That word.
Immediately, shockwaves went through my body.
There are still gaslights, though, in the period of the Victorian era that are nothing to do with, oh, now I'm manipulating and I'm gaslighting you.
What's happening?
Oh, God. Oh, it's so unfortunate.
I can cry on demand.
Very good. Oh, my goodness. What is the truth?
Do you drink whilst you do it?
I think it's traditional for us to have a light beverage, a number of beers, maybe a cocktail.
Ooh, what would be your cocktail of
We
choice
haven't
to
even
game?
invented a few cocktails.
I thought, see, this is where I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Now I just want to turn this whole thing into the off-menu podcast. Talk about
The,
your great menu.
Dan Wheeler, who was an actor that I know also from Lambda.
Mm.
He created the Cosmic Politan.
Ooh, phenomenal.
We're both dads, so
Yeah, so it checks out.
I'm actually crying slightly just from saying that one.
Mm.
There was another really good one about New York, because there's a New York set. They're quite pulpy, some of the stories. And then others we go for quite M.R. James. Do you know any M.R. James ghost stories?
No.
A Ghost Story for Christmas. Mark Gatiss has been doing some great adaptations.
No, not me personally.
Anyway, we can do some British weird as well as some
British
good
weird.
old-fashioned American 1920s.
Well, I am both British and American, so
You are.
I bring
shoo-in
both my
for this.
passports to the table and do it.
I'm thinking we should do
elf
a
ears.
Whitechapel theme. You could wear elf ears if you want. That is Dungeons and Dragons, which this isn't. But you could do that.
Same to me. I will bring, I know that's going to offend loads of people. I will bring my elf ears. Look, I don't have any at the moment, but I will source some elf ears,
Sure.
bring them, and a pulpy drink.
Yeah.
I'll get a martini, fill it with
Pulp.
the pulp of some fruit, and then we'll play your game.
What would that be?
I don't know.
Like a daiquiri is what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Like a kind of
Yeah.
passion fruit,
Yeah.
a Cthulhu daiquiri. Something will come to me.
Cthulhu daiquiri. Yeah.
Pomona, though, great.
Pomona was fun. It's one of my third year shows.
I've never seen it or read it, and I
But
should.
you absolutely need to.
I really
because it's
should.
one of the best plays I've ever
Cool. And
read
it touches
or been a
on...
part of.
Because, H.P. Lovecraft, terrible man in so many ways, but a very interesting writer, and his short stories are the source for this game. And that's the stuff that gets referenced. Cthulhu being of his weird mythos
Yeah.
with strange creatures that are almost incomprehensibly large or beyond cosmic understanding. And they're sort of metaphors for the development of the science of the time, whereby we realize how small we are in the
Some
grand
of us
scheme
smaller
of
than
things.
others.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Small and able to appear as if contortionists.
Yeah. You and I are the shorter two in the cast.
We are.
Yeah.
And
Those
that-
production photos are very funny
Yes.
because I look like everyone's kid. You're all
there-
towering over me.
There is one where you look like you're in the boy band as well.
Well, we all do, but me specifically, I've chosen a pose that's
This is
You
really
are-
good.
my fire. That's is how it feels. Yeah. But I think that's also because we're all in waistcoats
Do you think it was deliberate on Adam's part?
to make us look like a boy band.
No, to choose varying heights. I wonder.
Potentially, I think he just probably chose some funny peeps, some funny lads.
Get the funny ones in.
Get the funny ones in whilst you can.
We have a couple of serious moments in the play. You and I, particularly. Actually.
We do, actually. We've got quite a few. Last night, I really felt the threatening scene that we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a bit. I did get a little darker, actually.
Yeah, I felt that. I felt the.
Wasn't too sure
I was
why,
quite
though.
frightened, actually.
Yeah.
It was real.
Yeah.
There was some real
And then
threat going on there.
the developing, I'm going to use the word relationship between Mrs. Hudson and Dr. Watson.
Yeah.
Can't give anything away. But
No, but there is because we all play all the parts. There is a through line.
those main, Mrs. Hudson. And
Not all of them. Mostly, we all play all the parts. Yeah, you have to carry that through that developing relationship.
we've got to plant something there, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's fun. And it changes depending on the evening.
There's so much in the play
Yeah,
that I
lots
feel
going on.
like sometimes we're just scratching the surface a bit and
Yeah.
then finding other depths.
It's a play that I think we could do for a lot longer than we are doing, and we keep finding more and more.
Tell your friends, everyone. Tell your friends.
Get the transfer. More and more Easter eggs in it, and more things to discover. But I suppose that's true of any play.
Well, it's got a lot of language, though, hasn't it? Which
Yeah.
I have to say, that's what appealed to me. When Adam described it, I thought, oh, this sounds like a cracker. Even if I hadn't even read the script at that stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot of fun. Very good writing.
A joy to handle. And sometimes quite a test. Just
Mouthful to handle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have the line, don't you? Circumlocutory and...
Circumlocutory periphrastic
Yeah.
are 2 words. that
She's a great character, that
I
one.
obviously had to Google when I was learning my lines.
Periphrastic?
Yeah.
I mean, what does that actually mean?
They both effectively mean, and I'm sure not quite this simplified, but they basically both just mean overly complex. I think. But yeah, that's a good character. That was fun. I think that was the thing I enjoyed the most, or have enjoyed the most about this, is being able to come up with the Netflix characters. Mainly because I play mainly Netflix characters.
You have a lot of them, don't you?
Yeah. Well, I don't do as much Sherlocking
Yeah.
as you
because-
guys, or Hudsoning or Watsoning. So I get a lot of the talking heads characters, which has been really fun because that's some proper multi-rolling. So I get to like.
Should we explain anything about your clown, or is that giving it away?
I don't know if we should explain about the
Probably
clown.
shouldn't say. We'll leave that as a little.
We'll leave that as a.
Come see it.
You have to see it to find
Come
out.
see it. You'll understand why Chloe does more but less.
More of some things, less of others. But yeah, the show obviously mixes like true crime Netflix tropes in with the Sherlock Holmes mystery, and getting to design talking heads in true Alan Bennett form has been so fun.
Yeah, and yours are particularly
I wish there were
delicious.
more. I wish there were more. You do some good ones too. Your accent for
I
Dave
changed it.
Baker.
I changed it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh my God. No. You changed one of them. No, the blood-curdling letter.
Yeah.
Did you change that?
Yeah. I had to change it.
Well, I really liked the original format. I haven't noticed that you changed it, which says a lot about how much I'm listening.
Oh dear. Or
but-
maybe how little the impact of the... Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
change.
it's good fun to be able to go into that world, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's quite arresting for both audience and players alike.
Yeah. Lots of different accents being thrown around.
Yeah. I love Helen's Liverpudlian.
Well, she has done
Listen,
a
she was from...
lot of time
She
in...
trained at Lipper, right?
Yeah, a lot of time in
Liverpool.
Liverpool. So you'd hope that she'd be all right at that one.
School. So we travelled the length and breadth of the country, seeking the truth
Yeah.
of who done it.
Who done it? And it's
No stone is unturned.
no stone. Yeah.
And we solved the crime.
Yeah.
Come see it.